Dear test patients, welcome. My name is Tim Hox and today I'm going to explain how to make a kick and bassline work. So without further ado,
Tim Hox.
Okay, test patients, let's dive into it. I've got the project of Energia before me, and also the streaming link is in the description. Let's check how it sounds like the whole product, of course. So, okay, you can hear what it is. And the whole purpose of it is that the kick and the bass line aren't colliding with each other. If you look closely, the kick is really short. It is just a short kick. And yeah, some people just ask me, okay, what do you do to make your kick sound like that? I don't use any effects on my kick, it's just that kick. Because it's a really good kick. It's from the Nozu sample pack. You can download it on Splice if you want. It's a really good kick. It is just yeah, sounding like that. It's really it has that hard punch, but also has that sort of bass in it. Also a thing you should know and you should focus on is if you click on Control E or edit, you have this Edison kind of thing that pops up in Fruity Loops. Then you click on detect pitch correction of detect pitch regions, and you see here the sub is in I always call it F hashtag, but it's called Vies, I think. If you focus on that, this is the sub. Don't look at the A1, don't look at that, because the first one is just the sound of it, but you need to focus on the sub, because the sub will collide with the bass line if it isn't in key. So this is the bass line. You can hear it, it's really deep, it's really pounding. Yeah, if you just look closely, it's just really minimal, because I think when you are doing too much with your bass, the whole track will get, yeah, it could get a little bit messy. If you try to make it simple, it's always better for the crowd to understand how the track is. So which synths did I use to make sure that the bass line worked? Because it's not all about the sub, it's always about the combination between what you hear and what you feel, because that's the most important thing about the bass line. So I got this Serum just to make it sound, this is the sub, I think, yeah, this is sub. Then you have the Reese. It's more the feeling of the track, of the, like, it's between the feeling and between the hearing, and then you have just the one that you hear. So yeah, and that's a Serum also. And if you can look closely, this whole project is just Serum. How did I make it work? So we have 3 mixer channels. They're all going to one other one. It's just going into a bus. It's not connected with the master. And I hear you asking, okay, how do you do that? You have this one. Just click on route to this track only, and then you can get it to that bus. So what is the first one? So it's just that what I thought it was more the bomby kind of stuff, like the sort of tummy. I didn't put an EQ on it. I just had one, but I didn't like it because I put it out. So I wanted the high a little bit to pop out more, but yeah, so I didn't EQ it. I just put on the Fab Filter Saturn and just put up the bass a little bit. Then I have this one that's just for the wideness a little bit. That you need to know that a bass line could be a little bit wider sometimes, and it gives you something more, because if you only have a mono bass line, if you add a little bit of wideness to it, it gives the track a little bit more. and then you have what I was telling, the one that you hear, and that one is really important because you can focus on the sub and you can focus on the whiteness, but if you don't hear the bass line on your cell phone or something like that, that's the one that you hear on your cell phone, and you need to be focusing on that it's sound cool and really your sound. And if you can see, I just had a preset on it. It's called British Clean from Camel Crusher. It's the one that it also put up the high, but also the one that you hear, like the hear really that you can hear even though you don't have a good speaker set. That one is a really good preset for that one. And also, I put down, I think minus 125, something like that, because you don't need the sub because you already have a sub. So yeah, this is combined together to an OTT. And the reason I use an OTT is because it's a multiband compressor that glues everything together. If on the you can use OTT for all kind of stuff. Sometimes I use it to give it a little bit more high. Today I used it for my bassline bus because if you don't use the OTT, it sounds like this. And with the OTT on it, it's just a minor change, but it just glues everything together. And I think that's the important one for it, just to make sure that it sounds like one sound instead of three different ones. If you can see, I've got an EQ on it, but this EQ is automated for in the intro, so I didn't do anything about that. The other one, you see a fruity balance. The reason I use a fruity balance is because it's two sidechain. And I know people are starting commenting, yeah, but you need to use a compressor for a sidechain. I don't think so, because with a compressor you still hear that sort of sound in your track, like really minimal. It's really minimal, but I think the fruity balancer of the fruity balance puts all that sound away and comes back, and I think that's how I want to sound like a sidechain. Sometimes with a sidechain, what I was telling, the sound goes really low, but it doesn't go away, and I just want the sound to be away and that it doesn't collide with the kick. So yeah, I put out of the fruity balance is just an automated one, and then I can see, okay, here goes it up and here goes it down. And then I can automate it that it sounds how I want to sound it. So together it sounds like this. I will put out the synths, of course, then you can hear it. So yeah, this is how I personally make my bassline and kick work with each other. If you have any questions, just ask in the comment section and I'll try to answer it. If you have any suggestions to do for me, just ask me, and we will see you in the next video. And I want to say like, subscribe, click on the notification bell, and I will see you next Tuesday again. Bye.